Have you ever wished for a jewelry project that you could whip up in just a matter of minutes? Maybe something for a special occasion or a special gift that you realize you need? Well, today I have a fantastic and fun project for you that you can make in probably under 5 minutes. Hi there, Sandy here. Welcome to another jewelry making video at keepsakecrafts.net. So just a couple days ago, I received the November dollar bead box, and in there was a package of a half a dozen different tassels. Lots of fun colors here, and you know, it's funny because it's another reason I love these dollar bead boxes is that something like this, if I saw it in the bead store, I'd walk right by it. I wouldn't even give it a second look. But because they're now mine and I need to decide to do something to do with them, I came up with this great project that is so fast and easy, you're going to love it. And I had so much fun digging through my bead collection, looking for beads that would work with these tassels. It was just a blast. So what you're going to need first are beads with holes that are big enough for these 2 strands of the tassel cord to go through. They don't have to be huge. As long as they're about 1 millimeter, they will work. So something like handmade lampwork beads are good. Often ceramic beads, like these little birds, or those are huge holes. Those are plenty of room. And even some spacers have pretty good sized beads. So that's the first thing you'll have to do is go through your beads. Some you just won't be able to use because the holes are too small. And then the next thing you'll need is a way to string your beads onto the cord. And all I have here is some 28 gauge copper wire. I've got about a 6 or 7 inch length that I folded in half, and there's your threader. So super simple. And what I would suggest is that you find yourself some focals. I've had this big honka bead in my collection for so long, and I've tried it with many things. I thought it would look really pretty with the creamy colors going with this tassel, and I picked out some other beads. I just thought this one would look pretty, and it would be a little small. And I also have these. These are crystal spacers. They're square, which is kind of fun. And that was one thing I found with these designs. Yes, these are simple designs, but to keep them interesting, consider the shapes of the profile, because that's really what you've got going on. Consider having a variety of shapes as you look at the profile. Oh, that's pretty. So I've got the big kind of donut shaped beads and the square crystal spacers, and then I just had this one final bead to go on top. And there, isn't that beautiful? And that could go, I don't know, should that go on the top or the bottom? I think I'll leave it just like that. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is if you're using glass or ceramic beads, if they're not good quality beads, the holes can be sharp. So make sure that you use a diamond file or reamer to clean out the holes. Otherwise, they will eventually cut through the cord, and that would be sad. Also, I wouldn't string these on chain because this is a fabric. It's a cotton cord, cotton or nylon, and it will eventually get worn through. So think of using things like this. This bit of silk ribbon actually was also included in the November dollar bead box. And isn't that beautiful? It'll probably take you longer to go through your selection of beads and make decisions about which ones you're going to use than it will to put it together. Putting it together is just a matter of seconds. You could keep it very simple and small, and even at this point, if you wanted to do something just like that, you could actually cut the tassel and make it shorter and more in proportion to the beads you're using. So you don't have to use them full length. Just be very sure you know where you want to cut it before you cut it. And if you wrap the tassel in some low tack tape before you cut it, and then cut on the line, that will help you get a nice clean even cut. And there's that. Super simple and yet very much a statement piece. Really, you can finish your cords by tying a bow around the back if you have a long enough piece, or you can use cord ends. And it doesn't have to like this. And I've done a video showing you how to put cord ends on leather or on fine silk cord like this. One thing to keep in mind is that some spacers, although they may have large enough holes, like this one, but there are times it would spin around and you would only see the back side. So you have to decide if that will work for what you want to do or not. I probably wouldn't use that. It can be really cute to use beads that stack up, that need to be strung vertically, like these little birds. That's kind of fun. Put some spacers in between them. I did a similar thing on this green tassel and stacked up a couple little owls with some spacer beads in between them. Do keep in mind, if you have beads that are transparent, the color of the cord may show through. So for example, on this one, I used a polymer clay bead that I've had in my stash for a long time, and a couple of bicone crystals, and you can see the pink cord through the crystals. In this case, I don't mind it. I think it looks fine. It just depends on what it is. And what's awesome is that you can experiment away, and it doesn't take you very long to try out a variety of looks. If you have beads that fit very tightly onto the cord, you might want to just kind of give it a bend and give them a little bit of breathing room in between. Like these are all tight on here, and you can see how it's kind of, if I jam them all down, it's very stiff and rigid. And so if you just give them a little room in between, you can see now it just kind of drapes a little bit more nicely and will dangle a little bit more naturally. I can't tell you how much fun I had going through my stash of beads and just finding different ones that would work together. It's a great chance to showcase maybe a really glam bead that you didn't know what to do with because it was just so much of a statement piece all on its own. Here's another one where the cord shows on the inside of the hollow glass bead, but it looks fine. The colors work together. Some suggestions for cording, like I said, silk cord or silk ribbon. This was also an item in a $1 bead box. All these different colors, suede, leather, and you have yourself a really fantastic project that you could put together in no time. And if you've been inspired, you might consider checking out my Patreon page. Every month, those who support me for $5 or more a month get a bonus tutorial, just like this one, only a bonus that only patrons get. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if it's something you might consider doing. These would be great to whip up in big batches at Christmas time. Happy creating. Bye-bye.